telling you, I can't hear so well. But I just hear pop.
I'm here for years want to get a baby, and I will speak about my baby. I am excited of my first fruit daughter.
Let signs and wonders, miracles follow you.
Welcome to Wafif Connect. Here's your host.
What's up? How you do? What's a going? All right, if you're hearing this voice, you know it is a Monday. Welcome to Wafif Connect. My name is Kimola Lowe, and I am the pastor of worship and faith in Florida. We give God thanks for our apostle and First Lady Reverend Nadine McLean, and to all our Wafif leaders, our Wafif 5, Wafif partners, Wafif Global, Wafif everybody. Big up yourself. Lord Jesus, have mercy. Let me say big ups to all my listeners wherever you are listening to us from. You know, we do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 4:30. And we want to let you know that our global partners who are listening, we love y'all, man. Thank you so much for making it Worship and Faith International Fellowship and Wafif Connect. All right, so let's jump into the thought of the day.
Please stay tuned for the thought of the day.
Thought of the day brought to you by Aunt May's Helsha Style Fish. Hey, may I have said this properly, you know? Yeah, Aunt May Helsha Style Fish. Yeah. Fish Fry Fridays. This and every Friday. They got some food over there to make you say, wow, this is so good. And I want you to know that you can go and check them out at 3799 Northwest 26th Street in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida, or give them a call at 954-701-7732. All right, so this month we are looking at the mystery of gratefulness, or the mystery of being grateful. And it's such a powerful thing. Yesterday, while we were at church, we discovered that gratefulness is actually not the same thing as being thankful. Gratefulness can be seen as something that you internalize. So you feel, good or thankful towards somebody, but you probably never said it, whereas thankfulness is something that is externalized. So here is what, though. You've got to be grateful to be thankful, and to be thankful, you've got to be thoughtful. So y'all better full over there and get on this train of gratefulness, because it is such a blessing when you can be grateful. It gives you a pure heart, less stress in your body, you feel happy. Listen, the reason I sound so lively over here is because I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to be able to serve you and to be able to do what I do. So here is one way that you can be thankful, because today we're talking about thankfulness in the workplace. So one of the ways, and by the way, Friday is the love day. So, you can show some love by gifting your supervisor. Wow. What are you saying, Pastor Kim? Yeah, you should. You should gift your boss or your supervisor, because guess what? That's the person that's paying you. Hey, you got to be wise in these streets. And it's not like you're buying nobody or begging nobody, nothing. But show your gratefulness by gifting someone. And it doesn't necessarily only has to be your spouse, but you can also gift the people that you work with. So that's my thought for today. Let's jump into the testimony of the day. Anybody got a testimony tonight?
I will testify. I will testify.
Do it, God. Do it, God. Somebody said, do it, God. Do it, God.
Blessings, everyone. My name is Trevor Hartman from Wafif, Fort Lauderdale, and today I am testifying about the goodness of God. Back in October, our apostle would have come to visit, and the Lord would have led him to have 12 people sow a seed of $1,200. And I felt a tugging on my heart from the Lord. So I went up, grabbed an envelope, and sowed my seed and prayed and had faith that the Lord was going to prevail. At the time, I was having faith for a financial increase, as my brother and I would have opened our construction business again, and we had quite a few estimates out at the time, but with no callbacks. Fast forward to the end of December, and my brother and I would have secured signed contracts for almost every estimate that we put out. I give God all the glory, all the praise, and all the honor.
My God, I'm telling you, sowing is a powerful thing. And guess what? That's one of the ways that we can show our thankfulness to God is to give. Give to the Lord. All right, let's jump into the third feature of the day.
This minute.
Well, I got a powerful lady here, Dr. Touch.
Hello, Pastor. How are you?
I am doing well. Say hi to the people there. Say hi to the people there.
Hello, everyone in Radio Land. Thank you so much for having me, Pastor. I am so excited to be here today.
And we are excited to have you too. Wonderful. Oh my God. Well, we're talking about gratefulness on the job. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I am an adjunct professor currently. I teach in the School of Education, and I'm also a leadership and learning consultant. Just recently, I have decided to use my expertise and to launch out. And, I've been consulting behind the scenes, but I decided to do it on my own, and I have established TMH Growth Solutions.
Shameless plug. Oh, you mean? I absolutely love it. So you are an adjunct professor. My God, that's so powerful. What do you specialize in?
I teach in the School of Education. So any courses, masters, doctoral level. I also am a dissertation chair. So I guide doctoral students to achieve their doctorates.
You're not normal at all. I absolutely love that. So in our thought, and this is what we're talking about this month. How does being grateful on your job impact whether negatively or positively? So talk to us about the two. Negative if you're not grateful, positive if you are.
Well, to build that up, Pastor, there's a couple of things that I have to mention because this kind of sets the tone for why I have to do these things.
Mhm.
First, I'm a Christian. That's the most important thing. And for me, the thought of having a grateful heart is not just a fancy thing that you hear.
Yeah.
It's because of what has happened in my own life.
Mhm.
For me, it's a real thing.
Mhm.
And so why I say that, Pastor, you're looking at someone who has experienced death door many times.
Wow.
Even when my mom was pregnant with me, I didn't share this story before, but when she was pregnant with me, a bus overturned with her on the
What?
causeway.
What?
And they stepped because the passengers were so frantic. I don't know if you remember the causeway in Jamaica and
Mhm.
remember how the old causeway used to look.
Mhm.
So the bus overturned to the side going into the sea.
Wow.
And because of that whole frantic, persons were getting out of the bus and persons stepped in her stomach.
Oh my God.
By the time that they got to the hospital, they thought that she had miscarried.
Talk
But
about
the
being
fact
born
that
to
you're
live.
seeing me,
Yeah,
that means
yeah.
I'm here, and
Oh my
God
God.
preserved both of us. She
Wow.
had bruises, but the main thing was that because she was carrying me, I am still alive today.
My God.
Another thing you would have remembered, because you are a large part of this testimony, was that you had mentioned about my pregnancy. And I
Mhm.
believe that because of that prophetic word through you, that allowed me to have that heart of gratitude to look forward for what's to come. So you're
Mm.
looking at someone who, through my pregnancy, Pastor, many times I've gone to death's door.
My
But
God.
again, God has preserved us. God has preserved us, as in myself and Adriel. And that's why you're seeing us here today.
Big up yourself, Jelly Bean.
So the reason why I made all of that, set the foundation, was that for me in my own life, gratitude has three things. If I think about it, the first thing is that it makes me keep focus. You always talk about, Pastor, keeping the main thing.
Mhm.
And because of my circumstances, how can I not be grateful to God?
Ooh, that's good.
And
Mhm.
so because of that, because of what God has done for me, that allows me to be centered on him, that in spite of the challenges, I may not have a perfect life, but because of who God is, I
Mm.
still can say that there must be something in life that I can be grateful for.
My God.
And it's so funny because even today, coming, Pastor, you would not have known that I'm here to serve persons, but I believe that I'm being served because last night I was having a heavy spirit because of some things. Was just, just a state of sadness came over me, and I had to pray that way through. But through my gratitude, through these principles, it's like I got the test without knowing that I had this
Wow.
invitation.
Mm.
And so these things that I had to share, this is what I had to walk out to
Mhm.
encourage my own self and to say, get it together, Taj. Try to focus on the things and not look at those things that are not doing are coming to pass.
Yeah, but that's so powerful, because even for example, having to do your job today or whatever, that heaviness came over you. Gratefulness, thankfulness, and putting that into practice cheered up your spirit, lifted you so you can be productive on your job. So that's
Yes.
a positive right there as it relates to just being grateful on your job. But keep going.
Yes, and that's true, because I had meetings with my students and I couldn't come in where, I was so dragged. I had
Mhm.
to really pep myself up to
Ooh.
kind of be productive, as you said, on the job.
Mhm.
And next thing that I found out, but on the job, is that it gives me credibility for who God is. God is
Mm.
the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And that's
Mhm.
what keeps me. And the last thing is that it's a required state of being, based on what you were saying, Pastor. It's not something that, we can do. It's an internal, it comes from within,
Mhm.
that because in First Thessalonians 5 verse 18, it says that we should give thanks in all circumstances, not some. This is the will of God. And so that means that we have to make sure that whatever posture, we have to be grateful,
Yeah.
because that kind of sets the precedence for what's to come, and give God something to work with.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, Pastor, if I'm in an upset mood, that takes a lot of heightened emotions. I'm gonna perhaps be complaining, all of that, and that's not a good thing. But when I am coming from a place of gratitude, it's a difference. There's just this peace. There's just this knowing that things may not be perfect, but because I have a God, I know these things are gonna change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think
that's why
one
it's
of the
important.
negatives of not being grateful, like especially when it comes to your job, is that pride that comes over people when they're not grateful for what they have. And
Yes.
so like they go in there and act a fool, and the next thing you know, you lose your job because you don't know how to humble yourself. And I think that being grateful for the job, no matter what you do, from janitorial to doctorial, like you got to be grateful for what you got, because it is a plus for you. And when you are not grateful, one of the negative effects is that, of course, you won't get favor, because gratefulness opens door to favor.
And that's true, Pastor, because I want to first mention about what you're saying. It also reduces your productivity, because I
Woo.
don't know if you're ever working with someone and you can tell those who really love their job and they're doing it for a paycheck. Because again, that same internal state, as you say, probably this may not even be your dream job, but because you're so grateful that I have something to pay the bills,
Woo.
my attitude is different, as
I'm
opposed to,
telling
my
you.
gosh, why I have to show up tomorrow is Monday again. You know what I mean? And then when you talk about the favor, Pastor, I think that was relevant in my own life, because again, from the prophecy that you have spoken in my life, and I stewarded that word, when my mentor, which would have been my chair, what I am now, leading other students in the reverse throughout our journey, we spent over a year, and we had a rough time, I'm telling you, because
Ooh,
not
talk about
just
it.
negatively in the sense that it was a bad relationship, but at the sense that he was pulling things out of me at the time where I was like, can you just give me a break?
I know.
This is already hard already. I don't need any more stretching.
Wow.
But because I didn't want to commit to the process, but now it became a beautiful thing. And I also had Adriel at the time. So I was really stressed, But I say all of that to say this, Pastor, that I always, every time we would meet, I would say, thank you for your time.
Oh, gosh.
And would you believe that even though the relationship was rocky at first, it turned out that he recommended me because of my work ethic and because of what he saw during the journey. And he said to me that, Tajmari, I was watching you. I only was doing these things. And he purposely told me that he was being hard on me, but because of what he saw. And then as a result of that favor, and he was a door, as you said, doors are men and men are doors. He was that door of recommendation to be where I'm at today.
It's like you're in my spirit, because I'm over here. I mean, we don't got much time left, but I'm over here thinking, like, even the people complaining about their supervisors or their bosses or whatever, sometimes God has to release you to people who will not be easy on you. That's going to pull the best out of you. And that is so important. You got to be grateful, because you would never know the type of strength you had if it were not that doc wasn't hard on you.
Yes. Yes,
Ooh, listen, we can say goodbye right now because I think we said it all. But thank you
Thank you so
for
much,
coming
Pastor.
in on such short notice.
Yes.
But thank you. Let me say big ups to my son, my white pants wearing son. Minister Oden, big up yourself. A very special happy birthday to you, my son. And I hope that you live. Well, I know you're going to live to see many, many more because you got purpose on you. What a powerful time we had at Broward Partnership when we went to do our service there. Was so powerful. He preached an awesome message. And I give God thanks for you. So, DJ Dane in the building, big up yourself. Happy birthday. We love you out there in Radio Land. Anything you want to say to the people before we jump off?
The last thing I want to say is that you must remember that gratitude is not an option. It's a command, because that state of being precedes the move of God in your life.
Look here.
And you don't want to miss out on what God is doing in your life. Not just only the blessings and the favor, Pastor, but also too, I don't know about you, but I want to be walking into the full volume of the book that God has for Taj.
I'm gonna cash up you.
Yes.
But thank you all so much. We love you out there. We'll see you next week for another episode of this powerful, powerful session. It's Wafif Connect. My name is Reverend Kimola Brown-Lowe. What's your name?
Taj Marie Hunter.
We're out.
You just heard Wafif Connect, a program about the supernatural, where you get your miracles now. That's right, real stories from real people with real results. And aired on this station Monday to Friday at 4:30 p.m. with Apostle Courtney McLean and our campus pastors, Reverend Kimola Brown-Lowe of Wafif Fort Lauderdale, Pastor Michael Taylor, Wafif Kingston, Reverend Kenroy Waldo, Wafif Clarendon, and Reverend Tennyson Dixon of Wafif Canada, and produced by Wafif Worship and Faith International Fellowship. Connect with us on Instagram at Miracles Now Connect.
The Kiwanis Club Sunshine to the Portmore and Kiwanis Builder.